What's good, y'all? It's your boy Muhammad Sanu. We here live at the Trail Report. You know what I'm saying? My boy C Hill. Y'all better stay tuned. You heard? Being talk.
So the Houston Texans are fully committed to CJ Stroud, but the question is for how long. Texans owner Cal McNair said that, well, as you know, we'll leave that up to general manager Nick Caserio. And those communications are behind the scenes. But yeah, we're fully committed to CJ. I think you saw we extended or we exercised his 5th year option. So we'll see how it all works out. Then after that, D'Amico Ryan said he's proud of CJ Stroud this spring. CJ has done a really great job all offseason of just continuing to be locked in, continuing to prepare the right way. He's been dialed into our strength sessions, coaching sessions, and our coach meetings. He's been dialed in and very into it. That's all you can ask for from all of your guys at this time. So the interesting part of everything is currently CJ Stroud only has the 5th year option, that is presented to him. He did not get the contract extension in the offseason like a lot of people thought he would. And quite frankly, I'll be honest with you that I think he deserves, I just really do. I think that he's talented enough and composed enough and has the talent, has the stats, has the production, has the consistency as far as being able to win in this league, as far as get to the playoffs and stuff like that. I'm surprised that he doesn't have the contract as well. I think he's done everything that you would want to see from a quarterback at this level, especially from where the Houston Texans were before they drafted him. He's what you would want as far as CJ Stroud. He's what you would want from a quarterback at this level, at this stage. 3 years into the NFL, I feel like he's showed you that he's the guy. In my opinion, he's done nothing, in my personal opinion, but show the Texans that he's their guy. There's nothing when I look at CJ Stroud that I ever think he's not, or I question if he's the guy. Never. Even in the playoffs with the interceptions and stuff, never do I ever be like, yeah, Stroud for the Texans. Yeah, he's not the guy. CJ Stroud is just not the guy. I never think that when I look at CJ. I always think he's composed, even with the interceptions and stuff. I think he gets a little aggressive sometimes, but hey, he's a quarterback. Every quarterback at some point gets aggressive, even if it's just for one play in the game. That's still getting aggressive. It doesn't matter if it's one play, two, the whole game. Every quarterback gets aggressive, and it's not a thing of just trying to just improve your stats or trying to no. It's the thing I think CJ Stroud, and if you go back and look at his tape at Ohio State, he did it as well. At some point, every quarterback can play the slow game. Okay, every quarterback can play the slow game. You just, you take your reads. You get the passes that are there. You run the, strict play calls. Maybe across the middle. Over the middle, maybe sideline. All that stuff is great. That stuff is wonderful. Or running the ball. It depends on the game plan, right? So if it's running the ball, it's running the ball. Or if it's more conservative passes, every quarterback can do that. Every quarterback can play the Tom Brady game, right? Every or not let me not say every. A lot of quarterbacks can do that. But here's the thing. In order to do that, you have to have a certain level of acceptance with knowing that you aren't going to take certain chances that a lot of quarterbacks aren't willing to take, and I don't think that they should. If you know your game isn't dink and dunk, or it isn't sideline, or isn't quick passes, if you know that's not your game, that's not what you like to do, that's not how you flourish, that's not what got you to the NFL. Don't try to mold yourself into a normal competent quarterback kind of makeup to try to make it seem like, okay, well, I can fit myself in this mold too. Don't play your game. So if that's being risky sometimes, then be risky sometimes. Take some chances. Patrick Mahomes is the best example in my opinion. Patrick Mahomes he can play conservative all game if he want to. He can play conservative and just do nice sideline passes and over the middle passes. That's fine, but that's not Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes, yes, he can do that, and he does. If you go back and look at his games and stuff, don't get me wrong, he plays conservative at times. Of course, you're in the NFL, you can't be aggressive all the time, but he has this conservative, over the middle, wide open passes, easy throws. No problem with that at all. Cool, no problem with that at all. But when Mahomes sees those chances, when my homeboy sees those chances to take them opportunities downfield, and he sees them opportunities to make the big play, he sees those opportunities to get the touchdown or make the exciting play or the behind the back pass or the pass where he's in the air. The opportunity that he sees to make those passes, he takes it because that's his game. That's what he does. He is I won't say unconventional, but unconventional style quarterback as far as a lot of stuff that Patrick Mahomes does. A lot of stuff that he does, you would never recommend a quarterback to do that. At least I wouldn't. I would never tell a quarterback, hey, if you see the pass rush coming at you, just jump in the air and throw it. I would never tell a quarterback to do that because a lot of times that is not going to end well at all. That's going to be an interception or worse. Probably get hurt, knock on wood. Or that's going to be it's not going to be good like 90% of the time if it's a regular quarterback you're telling to do that. It's just Patrick Mahomes knows that's what he can do. So, and that's what he's comfortable doing. Patrick Mahomes is comfortable taking chances, doing stuff that other quarterbacks necessarily might not do. You could say putting the football in harm's way sometimes. He's comfortable doing that. And that's just kind of his game. That's what makes him Patrick Mahomes. Same with CJ Stroud. CJ Stroud, Stroud to me, his thing is kind of like the tight passes, if you get what I'm saying. Like at times he can play the conservative game, cool, but at times I feel like he tries to go for the gusto, and that's his thing. At Ohio State, he did the same thing. It's just his game. He goes for the gusto sometimes. Ain't nothing wrong with that. It's just at times, as you know, if you watch sports, you know this, going for the gusto has its consequences sometimes. You get interceptions, you get turnovers, you get, you might, you're trying to make something happen out of nothing. You might get hit hard. You might get put out the game. You might stuff just happens. Even though that's your style, things just happen that comes along with your playing style. That's what I feel like that's where I feel like the interceptions and stuff come into play, because he, is playing his game that's kind of not safe, or not as safe as you would just say, like conventional, dink and dunk quarterback, not as safe. So that's where the interceptions come from and all of that. But that's just his game, though. So I don't think, even with the interceptions and stuff, I just kind of deal with that's just being his game. Interceptions are going to be a part of his game. And that's not a bad thing. It's just a trade-off, if you will. Can he do better with the interceptions? Absolutely. But look at his stats and look at his play. Has the stats declined over the seasons? Of course, every single year of his 3 seasons in the NFL, his stats have went down. And now I'm not ignoring that at all, but granted, okay, his stats go down, but you're still making it to the playoffs every year with him as your quarterback. First year he had 4,000 yards. Second year, 30,000 yards, and last year 3,000 yards. So the stats, are declining, you can say, but listen, you're not gonna have let me put it like this: it's very rare for a quarterback to have just consistent 5,000, 4,000 yards every single year. Especially if you miss a couple games here or there. And especially the Texans have normally have a nice running game, from the previous years. So he doesn't need to even have 4,000 yards every year. Just being honest, he don't even need to do that because the Texans have a nice running game. Well, I'm just speaking in the past years. I don't know how the running game will look this year, but in past years, they've had a nice running game that they can rely on. So he don't need to try to be Superman and just will the offense to a win. He don't need to do that. The first season, it was cool because it was like the first year, the rookie season, the hype was there, and he was kind of playing into, well, not playing into the hype, but kind of adding fuel to the hype by him playing so well and him making these passes and having these games and having these moments. He was adding fuel to the fire of the hype. So that's why it was like, oh, he's the best offensive rookie of the year, and it was the hype and everything. That's why it was so exciting then. But as you go into your career stops being about hype at that point. Like Patrick Mahomes is a great quarterback. I was just talking about him a minute ago. Great quarterback. But at this point of Patrick Mahomes' career, he don't care about, at least I don't think he do. He don't care about getting no 4,000 yards. If it happens, it happens. Okay. It's what he cares about, getting to the playoffs and putting his team in the best position to win. If that happens to come with a award or MVP or having 4,000, 5,000 yards, great. 7,000 yards, wonderful. It doesn't matter. His goal is putting his team in the best position to win. That's where I feel like C.J. Stroud's mind is. I feel like C.J.'s mind is at putting his team in the best position to win. And at that point, that's not getting 4,000 yards anymore if he don't have to. It's just playing his game. If that's 3,000 yards, whatever. It happened. He's just playing his game. It's not that his what's the word I'm looking for? It's not that his drive has dipped any or his motivation has dipped any, because if you look at the stats, his interceptions were higher than his first year in all of his second seasons, or excuse me, every year after. Say that better. Every year after his first season, the interceptions were higher. He had 5 his first season. He's had 12 and 8 since. So he's clearly trying to make things happen. It's not that he's just giving up on trying to make stuff happen. No, it just, when you have interceptions, you're trying to make things happen. They might not pay off, but you're trying to make things happen, and especially with C.J. Stroud's game, like I said, trying to go for the gusto at times. Interceptions are going to happen. They happened in his first season. It just wasn't a lot. He had 5 in his first year. That wasn't necessarily a lot, but it happens when you take chances. So all the time, the chances won't pay off. It just won't. You can have, and this is always a crazy thing to look at if you go back and like on YouTube, whatever, whenever you guys get some free time, go look at games. It could look like a wide receiver is open. He got the space. All the quarterback need to do is just put it on the money, and the quarterback try interception. How? It just happens. The cornerback made a better play. The safety made a better play. Everything that looks like a home run may not be a home run. Everything that looks like you can maybe get that pass in there, you can't get it in. Pause on that. Whoa, yeah. But anyway, you can't just say, okay, well, his interceptions went up, his production is dropping, so we don't really know if he's the franchise quarterback. If that's the approach the Texans are going with, I don't understand that at all. I put it like this. I understand it. Like, I get the production, the NFL, not for long. Like Janet Jackson, what have you done for me lately? I get it. But at the same time, I don't agree with it, because I think C.J. Stroud can be a great quarterback in this league, and is a good quarterback in this league. I think, me personally, I think he's an elite quarterback in this league. I do. His talent is up there, in my opinion. His talent is there. His talent is there. His composure is there. His swagger and his mentality is there. How he doesn't really get, in my opinion, doesn't really get rattled too much. That's there. So I think he's an elite quarterback in this league. Yeah, that's just my view of it. And if you have been keeping tabs, like D'Amico Ryan said, he's been trying to get really locked in this season. CJ Stroud, I'm talking about. He's been really getting locked in this season. I just seen a picture the other day that he's focused on being more, I guess, like more muscular. Pause on that. But he's focused on that this year. So he's committed to being the guy at quarterback. I just don't understand if the reasoning is we haven't seen enough. If that's the reasoning, that we haven't seen enough from CJ Stroud, I don't understand why that's the route they're going. But if it is, that's their decision. I don't agree with it because I don't see anything from CJ Stroud, from me personally, that says that, yeah, he's not the guy. You ask me, I see a franchise quarterback for years to come. I do. I mean, in his young career already, like I said, 3 seasons for the Texans, over 10,000 yards already, 62 touchdowns, already won a Pro Bowl and an Offensive Rookie of the Year. If that don't scream, you got a nice quarterback for your team for the future and for the present, I don't understand what they're looking at. But I don't know if that is their approach. But if it is, y'all might have to take another look with that. If also, don't be surprised if that is the case, if CJ Stroud starts looking for other options for teams to commit to him. Because if y'all won't show commitment to him, I guarantee you another organization will. So don't mess this up, Texans, please. Yo, it's me, Chill, from the Chill Report. If y'all watched the video, I hope you enjoyed it. Make sure to come back next time. Before you leave, make sure to like, subscribe, and comment. Become one of the chillest players in the game. And I'm out. Peace.